Oye rice, guys. So guys, how are you all doing? So this is the palm oil rice. If you taste this rice, you would like to be cooking this type of rice every time. I always like to cook stuff like this once in a while. So I will be using this is the continuation of video that I posted. So I was like, immediately I finished cleaning up, I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and look for something to cook for my kids. So this is when I was about to smoke the fish. So I'm going to use smoked fish for this rice. It's always very nice for that, for palm oil rice. So this is when I was about to put some salt and other thing in the fish. I added some salt so that it will be able to have taste. So by then I have to put it aside. I started by clean up the sink. So this is the oil that I will be using to rub on the fish, so that by the time the fish dry up, it will look so beautiful. I added some oil, palm oil, and also a grounded pepper, because the reason why I put the oil in the microwave is because it's a little bit thick, so I want it to be light so it will be easy for me to rub it on the body of the fish. So I have to apply the oil and rub it properly. So this is the oven that I'm using to smoke the fish. So by then I have to put it in the oven. I have to plug it and put it on. While it was there, I went straight to the fish to get my tomatoes and bell pepper and also chili pepper. I always like to put my bell pepper and chili pepper in the freezer, so that anytime I want to use it will be fresh. Why I always like to put my tomatoes in the fridge. So by then I brought it out. I have to wash it. I had a little bit of salt. I wash and cut the tomatoes and put the tomatoes aside. So I have to wash up the chopping board. I brought out my blender. This is the bell pepper that I'll be using to prepare. So I went ahead to blend the pepper. While the pepper was blending, I was like, okay, let me just quickly prepare pizza for them. The pizza that I have already bought from Aldi, I just want to microwave it for my kids, so that they will be eating it while they are waiting for the rice to done. So this is when I have to put it in the oven while I was doing other things. So it is now, the pizza is now ready. I brought it out. So this is when I was just bringing it out to check, so I can be able to cut it for them to start by eating it. So this is when I was just trying to cut off this pizza. So the pizza is now ready. We are now in the living room eating it. So while they are eating the pizza, I came back. I went ahead to check if the fish is now ready. The fish is now ready. I brought it out and put it aside. So I will be using this pot to cook this rice. So this is I will be using like about 3 cups of rice. So immediately I make sure the rice, I added a little bit of water. A little bit of salt and also water, and wash it properly about 3 times. So this is the palm oil that I'll be using to cook it. So immediately I allowed the palm oil to heat a little bit. I added onion and pour in the bell pepper, blended bell pepper. I added some seasoning powder. I mix it up together. I cover it a little bit. So I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and clean up the blender while it was there. So later I came back to check and stir it up together and also cover it. So this is the egg. I've already boiled the egg that I will be using. I will be using egg. I went ahead to boil the egg. So while the egg was on the fire, I went ahead. I was like, okay, let me just start by cleaning up the fish, unboiling the fish that I'll be using to cook this palm oil rice. So after unboiling the fish, I went ahead to throw the dirty ones away. I was like, okay, let me just clean up the pot immediately. So I went to check if the egg is done. So it is time for us to peel off the egg. I was trying to remove the shell and put it separate in this when I was peeling up the egg. So I was like, okay, let me just pour it in. I always like to put my egg in the sauce so that it will go inside very well. While you're eating the egg, it will look very delicious. So by then I have to mix it up and added a little bit of salt. So this is the stock that I'm going to prepare. I have this stock in the freezer. I brought it out from the freezer, so I have to add it in there and also pour in the rice and mix it up together. So by then I added some waters because the stock was not enough, and also crayfish. And then I pour in the smoked fish and mix it up together. So by then I was like, okay, let me just cover it. I allow it to stay about few minutes. So our food is now ready. So I have to pour in the egg. This when I was just dishing up the food. I was trying to put for everyone for us to although I don't have scent leaf, guys, to add on. I'm supposed to add scent leaf, but I don't have scent leaf. Maybe that I add scent leaf to look more very delicious. Maybe anytime you want to cook your own, you can add scent leaf. So this is and this food, the food was very delicious, guys. So I was trying to dish up the food for everyone. So now it is time for us to eat. I have to call them to come and have their food. Thank you guys for watching. Can you like and also follow, comment, see you in my next video. Bye.